guys, welcome back to the Rob Pop YouTube channel, your #1 pit stop for all things Eurovision, and today we continue to play catch up as I react to Slovenia's entry for Eurovision 2025. That's right, in this video I'll be reacting to Klemen's entry, How Much Time Do We Have Left, which will represent Slovenia and Switzerland this May. Now, at the time of recording this, it is a week since this song was selected, and in that week, it has been filled with controversy. I am not going to dwell too much on the controversy because I am just a reaction channel, but let it be known that I do not agree with blackface and there is absolutely no place in this society for blackface. I am also late reacting to this video in particular because I wanted to make sure that Klemen was still participating, but yesterday the Eurovision Song Contest YouTube channel did upload this video. So this is Slovenia's entry and I'm going to react to it with no prejudice. I have no idea what is to come, I haven't heard anything about it. I have heard July Jones' song, love that song, will be interested to see how this stacks up, but always rooting for the smaller nations at Eurovision, so it'll be very interesting to see what Slovenia have come up with this year off the back of Raven's qualification last year. But before we begin, as ever, it would be amazing to remind you to subscribe to this channel. I'm amassing a lovely following this year and I'm on a mission for 900, maybe 1,000 subscribers if I'm lucky. So if you want to come along for a camp old time with me all the way through till May, I've always got a cup of coffee at hand or a glass of wine. So if you like what you see, it would mean the world to me if you could hit that subscribe button. But I'm not going to waste any more time because Klemen is asking the question, how much time do we have left? And I would assume for me to react to this, not much time at all. So let's hit play. This is Slovenia's entry for Eurovision 2025. A very casual outfit. Just after the shops. I feel like this is going to be very lyric heavy, very emotive. Okay. I do like the actual concept of this song. I think it's a very thought-provoking question actually. It all feels a little bit like theatre production at the moment, like the looks of the camera and everything. Ooh. The rush of blood to the head is too much for me. Is he actually upside down? Or is this camera trickery? No, he actually is upside down. The vocals are staying together as well. I like the theme of this song, I like the lyrics, the whole thing with like the glances to the camera and the actual song itself I'm finding a little bit cheesy, a bit like not the best song in the musical but taken from a musical. Even the outfit is giving me like he's delivering me a TED talk on love. I do believe that he means it though somehow. I'm convinced that he feels this and I bet he wrote this himself. There's always songs like this at Eurovision that don't connect with me, that are a bit like overly sappy. Yeah, I'm not sure that that is for me. I always struggle with these songs that are sort of like really lyric heavy about like appreciating the world. I remember like Iceland sending a song like Our Choice a couple like 3 or 4 years ago and I hated that if I'm honest. I don't hate this actually, I think that would be a huge exaggeration. I do like the lyrical themes. I mean, I am a very sort of like overly emotional person and I really like deep life and overthink things. And the lyrics are quite thought-provoking, but it all felt a little bit like this guy had got up from his TED talk, turtleneck included, and just decided to do a song at the end of his presentation about appreciating your time together with someone. And the whole thing felt a little bit sort of like clinical and like I was being taught rather than me being able to just like enjoy the song. The staging was interesting. I thought that Klemen was captivating enough alone. I thought the trick of like going upside down was pretty cool, but I don't think any of it really compensated enough for what for me just isn't a strong enough song. And I'm going to go back to what I talk about a lot. I'm imagining this is going to be, you know, we're talking a 37 song Eurovision. Is this the one you remember? Not for me, but what we learnt last year from the likes of Dons with Hollow, we wrote that song off as being like the last song we saw coming from semi-final 2. But clearly it connected with the right people. It wouldn't surprise me if this did the same. When I'm listening to it now, I'm thinking this doesn't sound like a qualifier, but we're probably likely to have another year of lots of like female up-tempos, some rather wild and crazy songs. I say this having seen that Erica Vickman and Mariana Conte won yesterday. So, you know, we're gonna have some wild songs, but sometimes songs like this stick out and they do have their own audience. So I feel like we learned our lessons from Latvia last year to not rule something like this out, but my brain doesn't immediately hear this and think this is a qualifier. I don't think Klemen has the same likability that Dons has. I feel like Dons felt really earnest and it felt like he'd waited all of his life for this. If Klemen can change the way that he presents this up, I may change my mind. As I say, I don't like the whole sort of the outfit and the way that it felt like he was doing the glances to camera. It felt like this was a solo piece for a musical or a theatre production, and I don't like the way it was sold, but I think the same message could be sold in a much more effective way that really allows like the emotion to come across, rather than it all feeling super constructive. The Verona glance. That is what I will always think of Verona when I see a cheesy glance to cameras. I would cut things like that out. I would strip this back and allow Klemen to feel like he's singing as his story rather than teaching as a lesson, because that's how it felt to me at the moment. And does anyone really want to be taught a lesson at Eurovision? But this may have its fans, so am I one of them? No. Do I think this is a no-hoper? I can't bring myself to say this is a no-hoper. I think there is a chance in this, and I think it may well stand out. But if it did make the final, I don't see it doing particularly well. Oh, and it goes without saying, I would definitely have preferred July Jones to this, but we are already shaping up to having a lot of female pop entries this year, so from an element of what would stand out the most, this might not have been an unwise choice. But those are my opinions. What do you think? Let me know down below. If this become a favourite of yours, or are you on my side of not really getting on board with this? Always happy to hear all comments down below and love difference of opinion, so feel free to sound off. As I said before, it would be amazing if you could subscribe to this channel, give it a like, hit the bell for notifications. You know the drill, because I don't stop going on about it every single video. But for now, that does bring us to the end of this video. Sending love to you in Slovenia. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in Basel.